Guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Savannah LaDell, and if you're returning, then welcome back. So today's video is going to be on my top 10 ways on how to be confident in 2020. So if you're interested in learning how to be confident this year and all decade long, stay tuned. Before we get started, I just want to introduce my new series. This is called Sip Something Tuesday. So today I am sipping on some wine. Today I'm actually drinking white wine, which usually I'm a red wine drinker, but today we're gonna sip on some white wine. So the point of this series is basically for us to just be able to openly discuss topics, for me to help you guys out on things that I've been through. So I talk to you guys on my Instagram, which, by the way, if you're not following me on Instagram, then what are you doing? I need you to stop. Follow me on Instagram at LaDell. I'm really active on my stories, and that's really the best way to interact with me. I ask my few followers that I do have a lot of questions, a lot of feedback, because I want to create content that you actually want to see. That's what Sip Something Tuesday is all about, and you guys gave me a lot of topics to talk about. One of the topics was on confidence, so I thought, why not make a whole video on my top 10 ways of how to be confident in this new world that we're in that has social media and all these just different things that our parents didn't really grow up with. So I feel like a lot of us have insecurities that maybe your parents didn't have back then because the world is just different. If you have not subscribed to my channel, I need you to take a moment, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications. That way you never miss a video from me. So I wrote everything out because, you know, I can talk a lot. I'm a rambler, and I just want to get straight to the point. So this is not in any particular order. These are the top 10 things that came to my mind because I have been through a lot throughout my 20s, y'all. I have been through so much. If you guys are actually interested in hearing my anxiety depression story, I will link my 2-part videos up here right now. Here's video 1, there's video 2. So if you guys want to learn more about me, that's like a good way. I was very open and honest about like pretty much everything that I've been through. I feel like I'm actually qualified to go through these types of topics and talk about confidence because I did not always have confidence. At some points in my life, I did have confidence, and then things happened to me or people did things to me that made my confidence go down. So we're at a really good place. It's 2020, we're vibing high. So this is, like I said, this is not in any particular order, but the first thing that I have is basically to recognize the difference between social media and reality. I know that sounds simple, and you think, well, I'm not gonna tell you what you think, but most people think that they understand that social media, you know, take it with a grain of salt. You can say that all day, but I think we're fed so much content from all places, even from TV and movies and things like that. We're just fed these different expectations that aren't really reality. Like, honestly, most of the stuff, and this is coming from somebody who is in the beauty industry and also who is, you know, wanting to be a full-time influencer, full-time YouTuber, so I'm kind of like used to that world. And I'm gonna tell you right now, a lot of the stuff that you see on Instagram and social media is fake, okay? And when I say it's fake, I mean a lot of stuff is boosted, a lot of numbers are not real, a lot of people's beautiful skin is not real. They have a filter on it, or they've used Facetune, or their body has been altered in some way. And I'm not saying this for everybody, but then on the other hand, you have to think people aren't posting the bad things in their life. They're not posting that they're broke. They're not posting that their relationship is doing bad. They're gonna post the good, which is fine. Like, let's celebrate the good things in our lives. But I think it's also important for us to be able to separate those things and know that that is not reality. People are really going through things, and it's okay. So don't put all of this pressure on yourself to be this perfect person, because we're all going through something. This person may have a lavish house and a luxurious car and all this stuff, but their marriage may be broken and they're going through a lot. You know, I mean, we always go, the grass is always greener on the other side. We always want what we don't have. And it's okay to find inspiration in people. I do that all the time. But one thing I had to stop myself from doing was, which this actually brings me into number 2, stop comparing yourself to other people. I'm gonna take a little sip, okay? I know it's easier said than done because we're fed so much content, so many different things, so many people that inspire us, and we just compare ourselves to them. Or we compare ourselves to our peers. I know, for example, when I first started doing YouTube, I met a lot of up-and-coming new YouTubers, and that started at the same time as me. And I would look at their progress, and they were progressing, and their channels were growing at these fast rates. And I was just sitting there like, well, I have a good quality channel. Like, I have this, I have that. You know, why am I not growing? Or like, wow, I wish I was like her. I wish I had this that she has. I wish I had that background that she has. Then maybe stop, okay? Because the beautiful thing is, although you may be surrounded by people that have the same desires as you, and they might be your competition, but the cool thing is that no one can do it like you. No one can do what I do. No one can bring what I bring to the table because no one is me. I am the only me. I am uniquely me. And I think the sooner that you stop comparing yourself to other people and comparing your progress, and this goes with like life too. Like, I used to compare myself to people my age. Like, a lot of my peers, people I went to school with, they are married, they have multiple kids, and then I'm looking at my life and I'm like, I don't even have a boyfriend. I'm like, I don't even know when I'm gonna get married. I want kids, but I don't know when that's gonna happen. You wanna know something funny? Something that opened my eyes and told me to stop comparing myself to other people's lives. Like, I would actually look at my friends, because a lot of my friends do have kids. A lot of my friends are in marriages or in long-term relationships. And of course, like, I've been single for so long. I'm like, I want a relationship and I desire to have kids one day. And I look at them and I'm like, man, I can't wait to have that life. My friends came to visit me and we were just like having girl talk, and they were just telling me, they were like, man, like, I would give anything just to have like my own little space or my own time to myself to just think. And they're like, when you have kids, you really just don't have any time to yourself. When you have a spouse, you don't have any time to yourself. And I'm just like, so y'all kind of looking at my life like it's good, and I'm really looking at your life like it's amazing. I wish I had that. So grass isn't always greener on the grass is not always greener on the other side. Like, again, we always want what we can't have or what we don't have. And so that taught me to just stop comparing my life, stop comparing things, because why? What's the point? We all go through things in life at different rates. Your friend may have found the love of her life in high school, and you might find the love of your life when you're 30. But does that mean that your life is any less than, or her life is better, or your life is better? No. So just embrace where you're at and stop comparing yourself to people. Number 3, celebrate yourself and embrace who you are. And so when I say that, y'all, I'm gonna give examples of my own life because that's the only thing I can go off of. Well, that's not the only thing, but it's what resonates with me. So basically, when I say celebrate yourself, embrace who you are, what I mean by that is embrace your traits that make you you. So one thing that people always told me growing up was that I was sensitive, that I was too sensitive, and they said it in a negative way to me, to where I thought there's something wrong with me. Like, no one else is like this. Why am I the only one crying, or why am I the only one affected by this? And so I looked at being sensitive as a very negative thing, and I tried to change myself. I tried to like force myself not to cry. Like, don't cry because you're gonna look weak and you're just too sensitive and you need to just like toughen up, which in some cases was true, and I did, and I'm not as sensitive as I used to be. But I actually have learned to embrace the fact that I am sensitive. When you're sensitive, it doesn't mean it's a negative thing. It can actually be a very positive thing. It just means you're more in tune with your feelings, right? You don't bottle things up. You let your emotions out. You can, like for me, I can let my emotions out. I'm able to express how I feel. Whereas somebody who may bottle up their feelings, they have to walk around with those feelings in. And that's heavy when you just walk around with a bunch of stuff held in. So I embrace my sensitivity. I know who I am. I'm okay with that. It's just allowed me to better work through situations. With me being sensitive, honestly, it makes me more nurturing, it makes me more understanding. I'm a manager actually, and I manage a lot of younger girls than me, and they all have different personalities, and you know, we have our ups and downs. But I think the fact that I am sensitive, I'm able to really take time to consider their feelings, to get to know them, to try to understand what they're going through. But if I wasn't a sensitive person, I would be, you know, I could be hard, I could be harsh. But I say all that to say, embrace who you are. If you're quirky, if you're corny, if you're whatever you are, if you're a nerd, embrace who you are and just love yourself. And I think when you finally are okay with who you are, you just come across more confident. Number 4 is something that I actually started doing at the latter part of last year. And this might not be for everyone, but this is something that really helps me. And it's just saying positive affirmations. So there's different ways that you can do this. You find whatever you're lacking confidence in, or whatever you want to become, and you just basically come up with your own little, it doesn't have to be a chant, but your own little small sentence that you say that will motivate you and encourage you, and like really start to make your mind believe like you are this. Like for example, for me, I want to be a full-time beauty influencer. I want to be a full-time YouTuber. So I started telling myself, I'm like, you are a full-time YouTuber. That's what you are. And it was weird at first. Like when there's a couple different ways you can do this. You can do this in the morning. And I know it sounds so weird to just stand in front of the mirror, look at yourself and be like, I am beautiful. I am this. But I'm telling you, if you stay consistent with it, if you say this every day and find a place for it in your routine throughout your daily life, I promise you, you will start to see a difference. I started saying, I am a full-time YouTuber. I am beautiful. You know, when I was feeling low about myself, I was like, man, I am beautiful. And I gained confidence. And look at me now, I'm filming a video and I feel so confident, and I feel like this is where I'm supposed to be, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And you can do mirror work, you can say this chants in the mirror. Another way that I love doing it is just writing it down every day, and it really just trains your mind to just believe that, because it's true. Okay, it's true, but sometimes we lack confidence and we need a boost. So why not boost yourself up? So that's one thing that has really helped me, and I highly recommend it. Number 5 is body language. Oh my gosh. Body language speaks volumes. You can walk into a room and not say anything, but people will judge you off of your body language, right? So for example, I am a sloucher. Like I just tend to slouch. I really think it's because of these, okay, partly, but I tend to slouch a lot. And I remember I was at work and there's cameras everywhere at work, and I was looking at myself in the camera and I noticed I was at my desk and I was just slouched over like this. And I'm like, ew, that looks like I'm so not confident. I just look weak, like, ew. So I started making it a thing to make sure that my posture's good. You know, that just shows that you're confident. Your body language speaks volumes. You know, like like one thing I used to not do is make eye contact with people. I'd be talking to them and I'd be like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Like they're up here and I'm just like, well, yeah. For example, let's say I'm in an interview and you are the person interviewing me and I'm supposed to be looking. This is us making eye contact. This is us talking. You ask me, why do I want the job? This is me that's not confident. And I'm like, well, you know, I love makeup and I love helping people. And I just feel like this is a career that, you know, like I want to grow in, and I just love making people feel good. And it just, you know, I really feel like I can bring something to your company and help improve your numbers. That was really awkward. I love role playing, but that was someone who's not really confident. Now, this is someone who's confident, who's making eye contact. Now, don't make scary eye contact. Like, don't stare them down. Like, you know, you can look off for a second, but for the most part, make that person believe what you're saying, because when you're talking to me and you're not looking me in my eyes, I don't believe what you're saying. I don't believe it. And if I don't believe it, if you don't believe it, why am I gonna believe it? Anyways, this is me confident in my interview answering the question, okay? So why do I want this job? Wow, I want to work here because this is the industry I feel like I'm meant to be in. I love beauty. I absolutely love the artistry and creativity that comes with it. But not only that, I love helping people and making them feel good about themselves. That just makes me feel fulfilled. And I really feel like with my experience, I can bring, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. But do you see the difference? That was believable. Basically, body language. Just work on your body language. If you slouch, work on trying to stand up straight, you know, stand up tall. Make eye contact with people. If you're not really a good speaker, there's nothing wrong with that. Practice speaking, you know, do it with people that you're comfortable with. Practice speaking in front of your family. But I think body language like says a lot about how confident you are. Number 6 is just truly believing in whatever you desire, whatever you want. So another example of myself, you know, I want to be a full-time YouTuber and I believe in it 120% now. Whereas before, a couple years ago, you know, people would give you a little background. I have a degree in merchandising, and after college, a lot of my friends found really amazing jobs with big companies, and they were working these corporate jobs. And like right before I graduated, I think I was trying to do that same thing and like work for a big company and work in corporate and, you know, just be able to sound like I'm doing something. But was I really, really passionate and all the way in love with it? No. Like, I knew I wanted to do beauty. I knew that I wanted to be a YouTuber one day, like a full-time, like this is my job. But when people would ask me like, what do you want to do? I would say these other things that sounded good, but it wasn't really what I wanted to do, in the fear of having people judge me if I said, well, I want to do YouTube, you know, and people are just like, you want to do YouTube? Like, you really think that you have what it takes? Like, you really think you're that great at makeup and you can have a channel and grow it and make money off of it? Like, that's me in my head thinking that's what other people would think. And so for years and years, I would either be like, I don't really know, I don't know what I want to do, when deep down inside I knew exactly what I wanted to do, but I didn't believe in myself. I didn't believe in my dream. And now I have confidence in my dream. Like I said, I 120% believe that one day, I don't know when the day will be, but one day, because this is my passion, this will be my full-time job, you know? And I'm not scared to say that anymore. I just think whatever you're trying to do, whatever goal you're trying to achieve, whether it's to make more money, whether it's to lose weight, to gain weight, like, you have to believe in what you're doing or what you desire, what your goal is. Because if you don't, then like, how are you going to achieve that goal? If you don't even believe that you can achieve the goal, you're not going to achieve it. So that is a huge tip. Believe in what you desire. Number 7, I would say just be fearless. And I know that's easier said than done, but a lot of the times I feel like our fears hold us back from a lot. So I'm still on my weight loss journey. I still have a long ways to go, but just last year, I would say, like at the beginning of the year, I was heavier than this, and I was really trying to lose weight. And one thing I wanted to do, I had the eating part down, but I didn't have the workout part down. And my mom kept encouraging me to go to the gym, but I had a fear of going to the gym. And I know, as crazy as it sounds, you're scared to go to the gym. Yes, I was scared that people were gonna judge me. I was scared that I was gonna be surrounded by a bunch of fit people who knew what they were doing, and I was gonna be the fat girl. I don't know what I'm doing, and people were gonna judge me, and they were gonna laugh at me. I really thought all these things, y'all. And then I finally got rid of the fear. My mom was just like, you need to come to the gym with me and just do it, Savannah, just do it. And so I finally let go of my fear and I went to the gym, y'all. And guess what I found out? Didn't nobody care that I was at the gym, okay? There was all kinds of people there, y'all. There was fit people, there were muscular people, there were skinny people, there were fat people, there were thick people, there were short people, tall people, brown people, white people, there were old people, there were young people, there were middle-aged people, there were children, you know, there were all types of people there. And guess what? Not any of those different types of people cared that I was there. They were in the zone, there for their own reasons. And I'm like, wow, this whole time I've been holding myself back from this, and literally nobody cares that I'm here. Like, it's all in your head. And I say all this to say, again, it's all in your head. Like, nobody is thinking all these things. People are thinking other things about themselves, okay? They're too busy thinking about themselves to be worried about what you're doing on your treadmill. Like, it was just funny that I was that in my head and literally nobody cared that I was at the gym. And then I started laughing and I was like, why would anybody make fun of somebody for going to the gym? Like, that's a good thing. Obviously you're there to get healthy or to be healthy or to reach a goal. Why would anyone laugh at you for that? Okay. Number 8, do something outside of your comfort zone. And I have a perfect example of this. So back in college, I was pretty reserved. I was new in my major, so at the time when I first went to the school, I transferred to a different college, changed my major. I didn't know anyone really at the school, and I definitely didn't know anyone in my merchandising major. I decided to get out of my comfort zone, meet people, and I joined an organization called Merchandising Inc. I would go to the meetings by myself. I didn't care. I would go to events by myself. I would meet people, and I got out of my comfort zone. And then I did something even bigger than that. My senior year, I decided to run for an officer position, and I ran for philanthropy officer. And luckily nobody ran against me, so I got the position. And one reason that I did that was so I could get rid of my fear of public speaking. Like, in merchandising, we had like every class that I took, I literally had a group project in. So you're constantly having to get to know different people. You're having to present your projects in front of a big class. I was always the girl that would have her piece of paper and would be like shaking because my nerves would be getting the best of me. So I'd just be there like shaking, like, we found that like, so embarrassing, right? So I was like, you know, I just want to be able to speak in front of a group of people and not get the shakes and not be nervous and be more confident. So I forced myself to go for a leadership position, and I got it. Again, nobody ran against me, so I got it. And I would say on average there would be like anywhere between 30 to 40 people at our meetings, and each person in their leadership role would have to come up and present their part of the meeting. And so every week I would have to get in front of about 40 people and present my part of my presentation. And at first it was really scary. It was so scary, and I probably looked nervous, I probably sounded nervous. And then after a couple of times of doing it, I got confident. Like, it just became normal. It was just like, okay, these are my peers, this is the information I have, this is what it is, blah blah blah. And with that, I kind of learned how to be a leader and be a confident leader. And so that's something that I just did. I got out of my comfort zone and I forced myself to do something. And I think because I did that today, that's why I'm able to talk to people. That's why I'm able to do good in interviews. Number 9 is just writing out my problems, writing out what I don't have confidence in. Like, why don't you have confidence in this? And getting to the root of the problem. And so just by writing out my fears, writing out my issues, and digging deeper and figuring out, like, why do you feel that way? Why don't you pursue something that you love? Like, what's holding you back? I feel like that will give you so many answers that you may have not even known, and it'll just pull things out of you, and you can actually work through them instead of just like masking them or hiding them or letting fear take over. You'll find yourself being more confident because you'll want to tackle like what's holding you back from that. Number 10, this is my last tip on how to be confident in 2020. Basically, basically it's protecting your energy. Okay, I believe in energy so much. I've been around people that their energy just radiates positivity, and it just makes me want to be positive, and it just makes me embrace things, great things. And then I've been around people that there's just something about them, there's something on them that when they come in, the whole vibe just changes. Have you ever been around people like that? I'm sure we all have. And they could be going through something. We all go through things, okay? I probably at some point was a very negative Nancy, toxic person when I didn't have confidence in myself. Protect your energy, protect who you surround yourself with. Like, be selective of who you let in your world. If you're around a bunch of people that are negative, that talk about people, that dog people out, or even dog you out, or tell you everything you did wrong and everything you need to do better at, and never encourage you or recognize you for the good things that you do, that's a toxic environment, or those are toxic people, whether it be in your job, in your personal life, with your friends. Sometimes you got to cut them off too, you know, if they're not adding to your life. And I feel like now I'm at a point where I have good people in my life. I'm surrounded by good, genuine friends that like really want to see me succeed, and I want to see them succeed, and we just motivate each other, and we're real with each other too. We're just like, look sis, you know, this is what it is. I'm just going to be honest with you, but XYZ. Protect your energy, surround yourself with good people that want to see you do good, and you want the same for them. And that's with environments and people. Cut those toxic people out all 2020. Those are my top 10 ways to become confident in 2020 and beyond. I hope that you enjoyed this Sip Something Tuesday, where we talk about all the hot topics that you guys want to discuss. If you guys have any topics that you would like to discuss in a future Sip Something Tuesday, comment down below. If you're new and you still haven't subscribed and you've watched this far, like, you need to just subscribe now. You need to hit the bell, and you need to go on Instagram and follow me on Savannah LaDell. I'm tired of talking. I want to sip the rest of my wine. Cheers to you and your new 2020 and being confident and all those beautiful things. Keep it real, keep it trill. I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye.